Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Frankly Speaking Titans, live from our Frankly Speaking studios here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, just about 7 miles down the street from the Fort Campbell Army Base. And we're going to get right into it, folks. Yesterday, another game, another loss for the Tennessee Titans as they are now 0-2 on the season, losing to the LA Rams 33-19. I have one question, and I want to start off right away. Why the hell is everyone in Tennessee in shock? I don't understand why people are shocked that this team is 0-2. All before the season began. Preseason, OTAs, minicamps. Everybody said the first two games are going to be the toughest two games of the season. You know, what a bad way for this team to go ahead and have to start out with the Denver Broncos and the Rams. They're going to lose. We know they're going to lose. Okay, so if you knew they were going to lose, why the hell are you panicking? And everybody in this damn city and damn state is so in an uproar. You said they were going to lose, and they did what you said they were going to do. Now let's look at this from a perspective. Number one, they were in the Denver game. They didn't play well. They had a lot of penalties in the Denver game. 11 penalties, 131 yards of penalties. But guess what? They were in that game and easily could have won that game. Number two, they played the Rams too early in the third quarter. Early in the third quarter, they're leading 16-13. They were leading 13-10 at halftime. They played well to a certain point, which we'll get into in a minute. But this team fought. They fought hard. It wasn't good enough. They weren't good enough to beat either team. We said that both of these teams are two of the toughest defensive lines in all the National Football League. And what happened? They showed it. Ward sacked 6 times first game. Yesterday sacked 5 times in the 33-19 loss. So why are you so damn surprised? Why are you in the uproar? Why is the media going crazy? They did what you expected them to do. And I'm going to start right here, folks. First of all, as many bad things as we saw in the first two games, there are some good things as well. The young players are getting a great knowledge, great education of the offense, and they're actually showing us that they are the future of this team. How about Aminor? Gosh, I always mess up that name. Io Manor. Okay, what a game he had. I tell you what, he's shown you what he has 6 catches already on the year. He had a touchdown catch on a beautiful pass from Cam Ward. He's showing us that he is the future of this team. We know about Cam Ward, which we'll get into in a minute, but there's other players as well. How about DK? DK is showing us that he could be a punt returner. He could be a solid returner. And we know he can do things offensively and run the ball as well and help this team in the future. How about Brownlee? He's leading the team in tackles after 2 games. Say what you want. We got pass interference calls in the Denver game, but he's stepping up, and these young guys are developing, and now you're getting a nucleus that you can build a team around. So, before you get down, before all you do is ridicule this team and talk negative about them, look at some of the bright spots that we're starting to see and try to look into the future. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I said it before on my shows. I'll say it again. This head coach, Brian Callahan, is not a resemblance of Mike Boganzi. Mike Boganzi did not pick him. Mike Boganzi was told that he has to let him have 1 more year before deciding on his fate. If it was up to Boganzi, like I said in other shows, he would have had John Gruden or Mike McCarthy in here running this team. But once again, you get Brinker going ahead, putting his foot where it doesn't belong, and not allowing people like Boganzi to make decisions that need to be made by a GM. If Boganzi would have made the call, Callahan would not have been here right now. You guys know that, and I know that. All of last year, last year, he was out-coached in every game. This year, okay, he faced Sean Payton. He faced McVay yesterday. Two great coaches that we know are better coaches than Brian Callahan. But the problem that Callahan has is not preparing a game plan. It's adjusting to the game as it goes on. He continues to fail at halftime adjustments where the other coaches on the other team go into the locker room, make the proper adjustments, and Callahan does not. Obviously, a lot of that might be due to that he's doing a dual role, trying to call the offense, coach the team, and he cannot do both of them together and do an adequate job. It is showing. Callahan is suffering, he's failing as a coach, and a lot of it is due to the fact that he's doing dual roles as offensive coordinator and also as the head coach. He goes in the halftime. Is he more worried about the whole team, or is he more worried about the offense because he's the one in charge of the offense? He is the leader of the offense, and he is the leader of the team. He needs to let Nick Holtz run the offense and him manage the people underneath him like Wilson and Holtz. That's just what I got to say on that. It's just, I was reading something here. I apologize, folks. But, you got to ask yourself why. Why does someone step in and tell this guy? One or the other. If you want to call plays and you want to be the head coach, then it's time for us to move on. Now, we know that's not going to happen this early in the season, but right now, this upcoming game this weekend, which we'll also get into later, is a huge game for Callahan, not just because it's a division game, but these are the games that he's supposed to start winning. You got the Colts this week. They go away for 3 weeks before coming back to play Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. So it's a huge, huge stretch for Brian Callahan's fate as far as him being the head coach. As we move on, Cam Ward. I asked this question. I really believe, don't get me wrong, the pass to Ayamana yesterday was incredible. Across the field, he rolled to the right, threw across the field to the left, and had the touchdown pass, his first touchdown pass of his career, Ayamore's first touchdown of his career as well. But I think we're giving too much credit where credit isn't due. Does he look poised? Yes, he does look poised. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes in the first 2 games, except for one fumble, which that did cost them. Overall, he is poised, but he is not doing anything so magnificent where he deserves all this praise. He makes mistakes, and I'll tell you something right now, folks. Not all of them, but a portion of these sacks that the Tennessee Titans are giving up is because he holds the ball too long. I was at that game yesterday, sitting in beautiful seats in section 130 watching the game. And I'll tell you what, I saw several times where he goes back and he holds the ball too long. It looks like he's having trouble progressing the field, being able to read all the different reads and decide where to go. And then by that time, it's too late, and they're swarming him and sacking him. Now, I'm not going to lie, is definitely on the offensive line. We know that. Okay, we're not stupid. We all know that. But darn it, don't give all the blame to the offensive line. Even though in this game yesterday, this game was lost in the trenches. Whether it was Ward's fault for getting sacked, whether it was the offensive line, but also, once again, a lot of penalties in this game. I think we had, 10 penalties for 62 yards in this game, and some of them costly. And once again, it's one thing if you hold accidentally. It happens in the game of football. It's one thing if you interfere. Sometimes that happens. But there is no excuse for an offensive lineman to get to go offsides, to have movement, to have an illegal procedure, because everybody on the offense knows when the ball's going to be snapped. It's inexcusable as far as I'm concerned. Just inexcusable to have these movement calls against the offensive line. Just inexcusable. Meanwhile, penalties wrapped up again. Penalty after penalty after penalty. Before we get there, Cam Ward, okay, he has the ability to be a great quarterback, no doubt about it. But my goodness, let the guy develop and stop making him King Tut before his time. Everybody wants to praise. He made a stupid bonehead pass yesterday. It was caught, so nobody says anything. And that's the damn problem. Last year, Levis does that. It gets turned over. He's an idiot. He's stupid. He doesn't know how to play. What is he thinking? Ward does it because it works. It's okay. See, that's the problem. It is okay or it's not okay. And the way we work, it's real simple. The way the fan base works, every fan base, is if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, I'm going to bitch and complain about it. And that's what we're doing here. Cam Ward has the ability to be a great quarterback. He has the poise to be a great quarterback. He has the ability to listen and be coached. But darn it, don't make him, this high almighty before his time. He has a lot to work on. The offense is not really doing much. They're not stretching out the field. They're not allowing him to throw the deep pass at all. So it's hurting this team right now why he develops, but he has to develop. So, that's the cost of what? The price of doing business, they say? Cam Ward will be good. But let's not keep saying this, that he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Let him develop and stop praising him all the time. There is a lot he still needs to work on, including footwork. We mentioned some of the other stuff already. So I just wanted to go ahead and say that. Also on Cam Ward, he's only completed 50% of of his passes on the season. So it's not like he's having a stellar performance, okay? 50%. Anybody else that throws for 50% completions, we're saying get him out of there. So let's relax. I know we like what we see, but calm down. Calm down. He's only played 2 games so far. Meanwhile, this offense, keeping it on Ward, is right now offense in yards per game is last in the league after 2 games. Passing yards, last in the league after 2 games. Rushing yards, 24th in the league. Although, Pollard ran hard yesterday, 90-something yards I think he had rushing, and they're 31st in third down efficiency. So there is a lot to go ahead and fix before next week. Some other things I like. I thought Snead played an unbelievable game. Sure, he got beat one time, but overall, Snead was making plays, and you can see why they went after Snead, why they got Snead, and he really, I thought, showed up yesterday. Barton had a big interception. So there was some good things on defense, but I'll tell you what, they are going to have to get some pressure on the quarterbacks if they're going to win football games in the NFL. And that leads us, let's go quickly into next week's game as I move stuff around here so that we can go ahead and do that for you. But they play the Colts this weekend. Colts are now 2-0 after winning yesterday. On a late field goal that was missed, actually. Schrader missed it. A penalty call, climbing up, trying to block the kick. He gets another chance. They go ahead and win right down to the wire, and now they are 2-0. So this team is a good team. Let's not be fooled. If you look at this team, first of all, Daniel Jones, after 2 games, I tell you what, he looks like Tom Brady right now. 70%, 71.4%. He's averaging 294 yards per game, 2 touchdowns. He's only been sacked twice, and he has 3 rushing touchdowns. So he's not doing a lot of touchdown stuff, with the passing game. He's a dual quarterback, which, we're going to have to need to stop him. But they also got Jonathan Taylor, who is averaging 118 yards after 2 games. So they're going to need, I would say, in this game, you have to go ahead and stop Taylor and make it a one-dimensional game and make Daniel Jones beat you. We can beat this team. There is no doubt. you got to remember the Colts beat the Dolphins, only gave up 8 points to the Dolphins. Okay, then yesterday they gave up 28 points, I believe it was, to the Denver Broncos. So this team has some holes, especially on the defensive side, that we should be able to take advantage of. But when you look at this team, I'm trying to see right here if I had it. They're very good offensively, as I said. They got Tyler Warren, 11 catches. They got Michael Pittman Jr., who has 10 catches. Josh Downs has 8 catches on the season. This is that runs the ball around, not necessarily deep patterns, but they mix it up real well, and you don't know which person, which guy, which receiver that they are going to go ahead and throw the ball to. And that's what makes them so difficult to cover. Now, the one thing that the Titans need to do in order to win, well, actually, several things they need to do to beat the Colts this week is they can't beat themselves. You got to stop these damn penalties. Penalties are just killing you. I think in the first 2 games, they got 22 penalties for 193 yards. It's killing them. It's discipline. And I'll tell you what, one penalty here, one penalty there, no big deal. But when you're getting this much penalties, averaging that much a game, what, they had 10 this game, 11 last game, what, that's 10.5 penalties a game average in the first 2 games? That's the coaching. That's the staff. There is no discipline. What are the consequences for players doing multiple infractions of the same thing over and over and over again? You know what? There is none. There is none. Okay? And in order to fix things and get the respect out of the players, something has to be done to alleviate some of these penalties. Number 2, I mentioned this. They got to open up the offense. Let Cam Ward be Cam Ward. Stop trying to play the game that you think Cam is better this way, you think Cam is that way. So why not just ask Cam, what would you like to do? What do you feel comfortable doing during the game, and work the game? Don't make Cam adjust to the offense. Have the offense adjust to Cam. And this team will be okay. You're going to have to use different receivers. Okonkwo is doing okay. I'm very pleased with Okonkwo. What's he have? 7 catches on the year? So, you have different targets you can use and go to. I know you want to run. I know you want to run. But you're going to have to mix it up a little bit, mix some passes in with rushes, so you're not predictable. You're not predictable. And something else that I've seen is, you have to be able to go ahead and, how do I say this? The team's got to believe, and that's on the coaching. I'm starting to think that this team right now doesn't believe in everybody that's around them. They need to trust the players that are playing next to them. They got to feel comfortable. If everyone just does their job, you individually just do your job, then everything will work out. Number 2, you got to make Jones one-dimensional, like I said. If you make Jones, I would rather have Jones try to beat me than make Taylor try to beat me. Daniel Jones will succumb to pressure. He's only been sacked twice. Now, is this a resemblance of a great offensive line, or is this a resemblance of teams not getting pressure? They played Denver. They played the same team. We gave up, 20 points to Denver. They gave up 28 points to Denver. So, Denver did not get to them. So, I'm thinking with this offensive line of the Colts, you're going to have to go ahead and get some pressure, and you're going to have to put some pressure on Daniel Jones. Another one, eliminate 3 and outs. 3 and outs you have to eliminate. You cannot keep your defense on the field. There was, I think yesterday actually, the Titans actually ran more offensive plays than the LA Rams. So they need to go ahead and Get these first downs. Don't put yourself in long second downs, long third downs, because all you're doing is killing yourself that way. You need to be able to get 6, 7 yards on first down, or at least 5 yards on first down, and then you have 2 plays to get the next 5 yards to get a first down. I mentioned this. Get the ball out quicker. Cam Ward needs to get the ball out quicker. He needs to be able to read the defense, know what's going on, and that comes with time. Okay, so that's not a discredit to him, but the game I'm hoping with the Colts slows down a little bit, and hopefully they won't get as much pressure on him, and he'll be able to make passes. But these short, dinky passes, or these runs that they flip the ball back to DK and run, they're not going to work all the time. They know what you're going to do. Open up the game for Cam and let Cam be Cam. Also, sustain long drives. Keep your offense off the field. Excuse me. Keep your defense off the field. Keep them rested. And that goes with the 3-and-outs. And you'll be able to have a fresh defense later in the game. Last thing, folks, I don't know how they're going to fix this, but we have to make in-game adjustments that are necessary. You can't have a plan and say that is the plan and we're going to go game. If you're getting beat with that plan, you got to be able to make adjustments to that plan and go ahead and adjust to what the other team is doing. They can't do that. That's where Brian Callahan is weak. These in-game adjustments, the halftime adjustments. The other teams are making the right adjustments, and he is now counteracting with the other adjustments. They are home again. They are home, like I said again this week. So they'll be in front of their home crowd. They win today. They're 1-2. I know they have the Cardinals coming up, the Texans coming up, the Patriots coming up. So there's a couple games in there they can squeeze out and win, but it's going to take a team effort, and they got to stop kicking themselves in the foot, because the only thing they're doing is hurting the team and making wins turn into losses. Thank you for joining us today, folks. We'll be back next week. I'm Larry Frank, Frankly Speaking Sports.